Alright, YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mr. Digital 45, and we're gonna do the F's today, like I said, promise. So we're gonna start off with Clint Eastwood and Firefox. Stephen Baldwin and Firefight. We got some Johnny Depp and Finding Neverland. Oh yeah, I saw this. I had my thumbprint going on in there. So we got some Finding Nemo. We got The Final Wish. We got Drew Barrymore and Firestarter, the 1984 one. Also, we got some Frozen. We got A Few Good Men. We got Final Destination, their first one. We got The Fighter. Brad Pitt, Fight Club. We got the 50 Shades of Grey double feature, and it's the first one, 50 Shades of Grey, and then the second one, 50 Shades Darker. It's the 4K. We got Anthony Perkins and Fear Strikes Out. We got The Fearless Vampire Killers. That's a Roman Polanski movie, by the way. We got Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and Faster. These are not in any alphabetical order, just to let you know. I haven't put them in. Fast and the Furious 6 is the only one I have. I know I need to get the other ones. I just couldn't find them at decent prices. We got Far Horizons. Fred MacMurray and Charlton Heston and Donna Reed. We got the Fantastic Four Extended Edition DVD. We got the movie Fanboys. We got The Fan with Robert De Niro and Wesley Snipes. We got Family Games. We got Family Business. Sean Connery, the late great Sean Connery. We got Matthew McConaughey in Failure to Launch. It's also with Sarah Jessica Parker. And one of my favorite little tiny B movies that's kind of horror-ish and not, but they put it in horror, I think. Fade to Black. Awesome movie. Also, we got Clint Eastwood in A Fistful of Dollars. We got Fist Fight. We got John Travolta and Nicolas Cage in Face Off. I think this is my favorite, one of my favorite John Woo films. We got Matthew McConaughey again, this time with Kate Hudson in Fool's Gold. Then we got some Sesame Street and Follow That Bird with Big Bird. Then we got Foreign Exchange. Then we got John Carpenter's The Fog. Yeah. Very underrated movie, but it's popular. Any John Carpenter movie mostly has been underrated, I think. But that's one of his better ones, I think. But Halloween still being the best. Alright, we got Sylvester Stallone in First Blood. I keep the Rambo movies in the S because the first movie was just called First Blood. And that's the way I do it. So here's the first one, First Blood. We got Rambo, First Blood Part 2. And we got Sylvester Stallone in Rambo 3. But that's all the Rambo movies I have as for now. But hey, there's the first 3. The first 3 are always the best, and they're 4K, so I can't complain. Alright, we got Tom Cruise in The Firm. Next up, we got Billy Crystal in Forget Paris, and Deborah Winger. Next up, we got a sealed copy of Frozen 2 on 4K, which I haven't never watched this one yet because it's been sealed, but I haven't had time. I need to get the first one on 4K, but I have the first one as you saw earlier. Alright, we got Harrison Ford in The Fugitive. I heard that was about to get a 4K release, so can't wait for that. We got FX. I need to find part 2 because I think they're really good movies. Okay, we got the remake of Fun with Dick and Jane with Jim Carrey. Next up, we have the original with George Segal and Jane Fonda. Next up, we got Funny People with Adam Sandler and Seth Rogen. Next up, we got Audrey Hepburn and Fred Astaire and Funny Face. Like always, if you're hearing noise in the background, it's my dogs. They seem to, every time I try to make a video, they want to make noise in the background. Oh, let's continue. Here's Funny Bones. Next up, we got The Fun House. That's right. Ooh, very underrated horror film, but really good. I suggest you watch it, or at least see it. You don't have to own it, but it'd be nice, Keep physical media alive, people. All right, we got Susan George in Fright. And, of course, we got this movie, Friends with Benefits. Next up, we got all-star cast in Fried Green Tomatoes. Followed by Ice Cube and Chris Tucker in Friday. That's the only one I have of that series. Next up, we got Frequency. Some Dennis Quaid. Next up, we got some Meg Ryan and Kevin Kline and French Kiss. Next up, we got Gene Hackman in The French Connection. I need to find part 2 to go along with this. Next up, we got some Matthew McConaughey and Free State of Jones. Next up, we have Free Guy, some Ryan Reynolds. Very good movie. Can't wait for Deadpool 3. Now that the actor strike is over, they can start finish filming and stuff. All right, we got Fred Claus, or some Vince Vaughn. Next up, we got a weird one. It's called Frank. Uh-oh, my battery's about to die. Next up, we got The Fox and the Hound. Next up, we got Chevy Chase and Foul Play. Next up, we got For Your Eyes Only. Let's say we got some Gary Cooper and For Whom the Bell Tolls. Then we got some 42nd Street. We got the 40-Year-Old Virgin, Steve Carell. Then we got some 40 Days and 40 Nights. And we got Warren Beatty and Jack Nicholson in The Fortune. Next up, we got Paul Newman in Fort Apache, The Bronx. Next up, we got Samuel L. Jackson in Formula 51. So we got some Sean Connery and From Russia with Love, another James Bond classic. Next up, we got Frank Sinatra, Burt Lancaster, Donna Reed, Montgomery Clift, Deborah Kerr, From Here to Eternity. Next up, we got the one that everybody hates, some Fantastic Four movie. But hey, it's part of the collection, so here's Fantastic Four. And then we got Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer, the sequel to the original one that I have the extended cut to. Next up, we got 40 Pounds of Trouble with Tony Curtis. Next up, we have the movie Frenzy. Next up, we have Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest. The late great Robin Williams does a voiceover for this character right here of the bat. Then we got Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Hey bud, let's party, huh? Yeah. Next up, we got Father Figures. Next up, we got Johnny Depp in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Next up, we got Mark Wahlberg and Reese Witherspoon in Fear. I think it's Reese Witherspoon. Yep, I was right. Then we got the original Father of the Bride with Spencer Tracy, Joan Bennett, and Elizabeth Taylor. Next up, we have Fire with Fire, Bruce Willis. Next up, we got Harrison Ford in Firewall. Next up, we got the still book of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Next up, we have the Steve Martin version of Father of the Bride. Do not have the sequel though. And then we got Danny McBride in The Foot Fist Way. Next up, we have Kevin Bacon in Footloose. Like again, I apologize for the noise in the background. It just seems they have to come in here and make noise. Drag their food from way out there in here to eat it while I'm in here trying to do this video. So once again, I'm apologizing for my dogs making noise in the background. They just seem to can't help themselves every time I try to I do a video. All right, next up, let's continue. Clint Eastwood in A Few Dollars More. The Man with No Name trilogy. Then we got Robert Shaw and Harrison Ford in Force 10 from Navarone. Or Roan, however they want to say it. Then we got Jackie Chan in The Foreigner. Then we got Five Card Stud with Robert Mitchum and Dean Martin. Next up, we got Jennifer Beals and Flashdance. Then we have Flash Gordon, the Arrow video release, 4K. Next up, we got Flashpoint. Next up, we got some Chevy Chase and Fletch. Next up, we got Chevy Chase and Fletch Lives. Let's see, we have no door on this door. That's why they can come in here and make noise. I can't stop. Alright, next up we got Flowers in the Attic. The remake. Next up we got Robin Williams and Flubber. Okay. Next up we got John Wayne and the Flying Leathernecks. Next up we got Steelbook 4K edition of Fright Night. Yeah. Very good movie. Then we got the sequel of the original, Fright Night Part 2. Then we got some Johnny Depp and From Hell. Then we got Michael J. Fox for Love or Money. And finally, to wrap up my F's, we got Michael J. Fox again and Peter Jackson's The Frighteners, the director's cut. Alright, that's going to do it for now. So please don't forget to like and subscribe and give that big thumbs up. Thumbs up. Until next time, see ya.